I don't know how many people out there seen this Reckoning of Diddy that's out on Netflix, the 50 cents, 50 Cent, people always give me, Cam, it's not 50 cents, it's 50 cents. My man Fifth, executive produced, really, really good documentary. I would say one of the best music documentaries I've seen since Death Row. As far, no, I ain't gonna lie about that. Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre had a really, really good documentary as well since then. But I'll put it top 4 or 5 ever. Whatever order you want to put it in, that's up to you. But if you haven't seen it, go check it out. But there were some things that went on in there that were a little disturbing to me. And when you see somebody, I don't want to spoil it for those who didn't see it, but when you see somebody like Kurt Barrows basically talking through this whole documentary, if you've been around since the 90s and early 2000s, you know the pivotal position, pause, that Kurt Barrows played for Bad Boy. Like, that name was synonymous with Bad Boy. So when he's telling all this information, it's like, that means it's like law, it happened. The first thing I want to bring up real quick was that when Biggie passed away, Puff wanted to give Biggie the biggest funeral ever for somebody in New York, musician-wise, ever. And if you was around during that time, the funeral was crazy. You know, they rode through Bed-Stuy, the streets was going crazy. We was like, wow, that's amazing. Kurt Barrows said that once Puff found out how much the funeral was going to cost, he said, nah, Biggie got to pay for that. He got to recoup it. What? What? Wait a minute. Wait. He got to recoup. Yo, I don't even mean to laugh. The nigga got to recoup the funeral? I don't know what kind of game Puff played, but I have no idea how this goes, but I never heard no shit like that in my life, to where that's supposed to be a man, but we gonna put it on the Ready to Die budget so the funeral get recouped.
What?
Yeah. See, y'all didn't see it yet. That was wild. That was one of the wildest parts of the documentary. And I was just sitting there. I actually couldn't believe what I heard, to where I rewound it 3-4 times, because the nigga said, we gonna recoup it. Now the next thing, I'm not gonna give up the whole documentary. I just want to touch on a couple other things. That was the first thing I wanted to touch on. The second thing was, like I said, this is all from Kurt Barrows. Biggie was gonna get the cover of Rolling Stone, whether he lived or died, for his new album. They wanted to give him the cover of Rolling Stone. After he died, he told Kurt, no. We not putting Big on the album. He died. My album coming out. I want that cover. Yo, so he can't get one last Rolling Stone cover. Not one. He can't get one. You know, I deal a lot. I mean, of course, y'all know Mace is my brother. That's my man. We do a lot of business together. And I see why he is the way he is when it comes to business. And I don't mean that in a bad way. He makes sure the paperwork is right. He makes sure the temperature in the room is right. He makes sure if you tell him when he get out the car, if it's 100 steps to the dressing room, it better not be 103 steps. Like my nigga, the shit that them niggas was going through at Bad Boy is ridiculous. It's really ridiculous, man. Last thing I'll say about this documentary before I bring Larry and Sin in. Episode 4 is 4 parts to this. It's a producer named Rod who produced the Love album for Puff, the last album that he did a couple years ago. And it was a big story, whatever. I'm gonna skip a lot of shit he said. He said a lot of shit. But Puff had him living with him for 2 years and producing that particular Love album. He got in doing beats for Justin Timberlake, for Puff, so on and so forth. And this guy Rod he's traumatized. He's scared of Puff a little bit, so on and so forth. But he just wanted to really do music, and he knew this could be his opportunity to be enriched, send his family out, make sure his kids got money, his kids' got money, to where he didn't even get paid for any of it. So he says, I'm bringing up all that just to give you some of his backstory why he was at Puff's house. What I really wanted to say was this, is that he said he was being drugged while he was there. As many times he fell asleep and didn't know what was going on, and he woke up and it'd be delirious. He said, but this one particular night, or a couple particular nights, he said he was drugged, and when he woke up sore. The fuck you mean you woke up sore, bro? You woke up sore and you stuck around? So you want to be a star. You want to make it that bad to where you wake up and your asshole is hurting, knowing you was drugged. Tell me, yo, God, I'm not laughing. But your asshole sore and you stuck around. So about, if this is what I gotta do to get the fuck you mean you woke up sore and you stayed? And now you telling niggas about how you was drugged and woke up sore. And Diddy say, had a hell of a night, daddy, huh? I'm not laughing at this. Yo, nigga said, I want to party with you, daddy. We ain't party yet. Yo, Rod, I'm not laughing at your trauma or what you went through, because it sounded real bad, except for that part. You should have, yo, listen. Man down, nigga. Listen, niggas play with you as man down at that particular point. You wake up and niggas waking up smiling at you with this. Yeah, had a hell of a night last night, nigga. And you stayed? Crazy. He did the whole Love album, lived with him for 2 years, Puff offered him $29,000 for everything for 2 years, and he still ain't get the 29.
That's crazy.
Crazy. Look, a lot of shit went on in that doc, man. If you didn't see it, go watch it for yourself. It's wild, man. It's wild. It's very wild, man. Sin, Larry, what's up?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I didn't want to spoil it because you guys didn't see it yet. But for a nigga to talk about he keep waking up sore and he was drugged. Yo, they said they was drugging the baby oil. Like you talking about, yo.
What kind of scientist you need to do some shit like that? Like,
Yeah,
who thinks of that?
GHB. I don't even know what the letters was that they said they drugged the shit with. And I'm like,
GHB, yeah.
That's what, yeah, okay.
It's
That's
oil. It's an oil. It's like a, yeah.
Yeah, the nigga say, yo, listen, man. Now, when you think about all this, right, you sit there and think to yourself like, yo, now that I think about it, there was no seal on the baby oil when he passed it to me.
Right.
Shit was already open, man.
But do you think they victims? Do you believe them first? The people that's talking.
Kurt Burrow, yeah, absolutely. Everything Kurt Burrow said, I believe, 100%. Rod, I don't know.
He's not a victim if he stayed.
Yeah, and I don't know if I believe him.
Okay.
But who wants to tell that story? I mean, just
money could be the motive.
The fame.
Maybe money, fame.
Fame, man. They want that fame, bro.
Everything Kurt said, I believe. Everything else, I don't know.
And then I saw the part where he said, I don't really want to talk. I was like, you already talked about waking up sore.
Yeah.
There's nothing else for you to say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I had a couple questions for y'all before y'all ask me something.
Yeah.
When do you leave?
First time.
First time you saw?
Yo, you wake up sore, you better go in there and take your anger out, aggression, and kill something, like you said, man down. and you gotta leave, bro.
I'm packing my bags. I'm setting them outside.
Yeah,
I'm going back in. I'm swinging on that nigga, and then I'm
I don't care
getting
about
out
no
of-
fucking money, man.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm gone.
I don't care about
The
that
reason
shit.
I asked y'all that is this, because to me, and I don't know anything besides that, just to me, you just don't wake up sore. Something led to that. Little smack on the ass. little. You remember how Eddie Murphy was with Halle Berry? Like,
I'm a Trekkie.
Yeah, I'm a Trekkie. It wasn't just, yo, man, I'm diving in this nigga tonight, pause. It wasn't. Because you know who to play with. You ain't gonna just do that day, but you know who to play with, man.
I forgot
So
about
that's
that.
why I'm asking you.
That's in the water.
You see the signs, like, yo, you don't just be like, nah, fuck that. Them nigga know what time it is tonight. Nah, I'm not jacking that.
Camron just broke his silence after watching 50 Cent's Diddy documentary on Netflix, and he made it clear from jump. This wasn't some average watch at all. He gave credit where it was due, calling it one of the strongest music documentaries he's seen in years, putting it right up there with the Death Row era stories. According to Cam, 50 Cent being an executive producer mattered, and you could feel that sharp edge all through the project. But that praise didn't last long at all. Cam quickly shifted gears and admitted certain moments hit him the wrong way, leaving him genuinely disturbed. He pointed straight to the voices behind the scenes, especially people who were deeply tied to Bad Boy back in the day, saying when they talk, it carries serious weight. And once those stories started rolling, Cam knew this documentary was about to take a dark turn fast. Things really went left when Camron zeroed in on one moment that shocked him the most: Biggie's funeral. According to the documentary, Puff wanted the biggest funeral New York had ever seen for a fallen artist, and at the time, the city felt it. Streets packed, emotions high, history being made. But then Cam repeated what Kurt Burrows revealed, and that's where everything turned ugly fast. Once the cost came up, Puff allegedly said Biggie had to recoup the funeral himself. Cam couldn't believe it, replaying the moment over and over, trying to make sense of it. A funeral being charged back like a business expense? Cam made it clear he had never heard of anything like that in his life. Putting a man's funeral on an album budget sounded cold, calculated, and downright disturbing. That single detail alone flipped the whole documentary into a different lane entirely. Camron didn't stop there, because another moment from the documentary stuck with him heavy: the Rolling Stone cover situation. According to Kurt Burrows, Biggie was already lined up to land the Rolling Stone cover for his upcoming album, whether he lived or passed. That was supposed to be a final stamp on a legendary run. But after Biggie died, the story took a sharp turn. Cam explained that Puff allegedly shut it down, saying Biggie wasn't getting that cover anymore because his own album was coming next. Not even one last cover, not one final moment of recognition. Cam connected this to why certain artists moved the way they did later on. He brought up how people like Mace became extremely serious about contracts, paperwork, and details behind the scenes. After hearing what artists were dealing with at Bad Boy, Cam made it clear the business side was ruthless, and nobody was playing fair back then at all. Then, Camron shifted to another part of the documentary that made the whole situation feel even darker: the producer named Rod and the creation of Puff's Love album. Cam broke down how Rod allegedly lived with Puff for nearly 2 years while producing the project, thinking this was his big break. The chance to level up, secure his family, and finally make real money. But according to the story told, that dream never paid off. Cam explained that Rod claimed he worked non-stop, produced records for major artists, and still never received proper payment. 2 full years of work, endless access, and in the end, nothing to show for it. Cam pointed out how shaken Rod appeared on camera, describing him as scared, stressed, and clearly affected by his time there. The situation didn't sound like normal industry pressure anymore. It sounded like someone stuck in a deal they couldn't escape, and at that point, Cam knew this documentary wasn't just about music. It was about power, control, and people getting caught in the middle fast. That's when Camron hit the most uncomfortable part of the entire documentary, and his tone completely changed. According to Rod's claims, There were nights where he said he felt disoriented, confused, and unsure of what even happened while staying at Puff's place. Cam made it clear the story took a sharp left right there. Rod allegedly said he would fall asleep unexpectedly, wake up feeling off, and not fully understand why. Cam couldn't wrap his head around it, questioning how anyone could experience something like that and still stay in the same situation. To Cam, that crossed a serious line. He stressed that he wasn't mocking anyone's pain, but at the same time, he didn't understand the decision-making. Cam kept repeating that once things feel wrong at that level, it's time to exit immediately. No deal, no opportunity, no dream is worth that kind of confusion or fear. At that point, the documentary stopped being shocking and started feeling deeply unsettling fast. Camron pushed even harder when the money part came up because that's where the story completely stopped making sense to him. After 2 full years of work, living in the house, producing records, and being around non-stop, Rod was allegedly offered just a small payout, and Cam said even that never landed. To him, that sounded wild beyond belief. Cam questioned how someone could stay that long, finish an entire album, and still walk away empty-handed. He didn't sugarcoat it either, saying at some point, personal awareness has to kick in. Opportunity or not, nobody should feel trapped while getting nothing in return. That's when Cam drew a clear line between stories he fully believed and ones he looked at sideways. He said certain voices in the documentary carried real credibility, while others raised serious questions. For Cam, staying in that environment for years changed how he viewed those claims entirely. By then, the documentary had fully crossed into uncomfortable territory, and Cam wasn't holding back at all. At this point, Camron made his position crystal clear, and there was no confusion at all. He explained that not every voice in the documentary carried the same weight in his eyes. When it came to Kurt Burrows, Cam said he believed everything. No hesitation, no doubts. To him, Kurt's history with Bad Boy spoke for itself, and his role back then made his words hard to ignore. But when it came to Rod's story, Cam wasn't fully buying it. He questioned how someone could experience that level of discomfort and still stay in the same environment for years. Cam made it clear, fear or opportunity aside, there's a moment where personal boundaries have to matter. He broke it down simply. Some stories come from credibility, others come with red flags, and for Cam, staying after the first warning sign changed everything. By then, his stance was locked in, and he wasn't walking it back at all. By the end of it all, Camron made it clear, this documentary wasn't just shocking, it was unsettling. He said some of these stories stick with you long after the screen goes dark, and they force you to question how deep the industry really goes. Not everything felt believable to him, but enough of it raised serious red flags that couldn't be ignored. Cam didn't try to solve anything or wrap it up clean. He let the tension sit right where it was. He made it known that if you haven't seen the documentary yourself, you need to watch it and come to your own conclusions. This situation is bigger than one opinion, and the conversations aren't stopping anytime soon. If you rock with real breakdowns like this, make sure you subscribe to Dripzine, share this video, drop a comment, hit like, and help the channel grow by clicking the Hype This Video button. It's free for you, but it means a lot to me. Thank you.